So today I am back in New Hampshire because I am being sued by a man you all may remember, this guy right here. 3 years ago, a man tried to buy a Corvette from me and he completely scammed me over and over and over. And I caught on to his tomfoolery over and over and over. And I exposed it all on the internet. Now, all of his information is public and some of you may have reached out to him. Well, now I'm being sued for $10,000 because of distress and just, I guess his feelings were hurt. So now I'm the one that has to suffer. And today I'm going to court and you're all gonna come with me. So let's see what's going on today. Is this case going to get dismissed or am I going to lose $10,000 because of a video I put out on YouTube? My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's dive back to the beginning. So I'm gonna dive back to the start of this to explain what's going on because 3 months ago, I received a notification in my email that I'm being sued by somebody from an experience 3 years ago. And just the court has not been in my favor at all in this situation. And I was forced to fly back to New Hampshire from Florida to come to court today for a pre-trial conference, not even for a hearing, pre-trial conference. And just nothing has worked out well for me. So today I'm a little nervous. So let me give a brief overview of this story. 3 summers ago, almost 2.5 years ago, I bought a just near mint Chevy Corvette and it was awesome. And I listed it for sale at a very fair price. And I had a lot of people reaching out to me, especially this one person. Well, this man reached out and said his brother's going to be calling me, and he was talking to Lauren back and forth for well over a week, and he tried to put it in his brother's name, then he tried to put it in his sister's name all over the phone. He tried to send me credit card payments over the phone before seeing it. Then he wanted to come out and write me a check, and I'm like, no way, no checks, not happening. So from there, he showed up, and I told him, if he shows up, I will only accept cash. If he plans on taking that vehicle that day, cash only, nothing else. Well, he showed up and he tried to pay me with Cash App, and we took a little bit through Cash App because I'm a fool. He paid me like with his sister's credit card and he tried to put in his sister's name. So I said, if it's going in your sister's name, it has to go in your name too. So I got a copy of his sister's driver's license. She signed all the documentation before he showed up, and then he showed up and signed everything himself. So I don't care whose name it goes in other, it can be him or anybody else, it doesn't matter, as long as his name is on all the documentation and he's the one paying me, he's the one picking up the car. So he did. He gets there, he loves the car, he does his own testimonial on camera, he watches my videos, he knows who I am, he gets on camera and says,
"You will straight everything you say. It's like brand new, smell brand new, drive brand new."
Voluntarily goes on my camera and does a testimonial for me. Meanwhile, he's lying. So he puts down, say, $15,000 in cash on my table. Well, he owed me $23,000, so he's short $8,000. So I count it, and I'm like, hey, you're short $8,000. No, I'm not. It was all there. No, you're short $8,000. Lauren counts it. No, it is short $8,000. No, it's all there. He's like, you must have taken it. You must have hidden it. I'm like, check the cameras. We had to check the cameras to show him that he didn't put any more money on the table. So then he calls his brother. Hey, didn't I come down with $23,000? Yes, you did. Well, I don't know where it is. So I'm like, well, I don't know where it is. You're not getting a car until you know where it is. So he goes out to his car and mysteriously comes back with $8,000. He gives it to me. He pays for the car, does another testimonial, goes on camera, but he was short $1,000. So he put it on his credit card, and I never take credit cards. But in this situation, he gave a good testimonial for us, told us about his church, told us about his Corvette club, gives me $1,000 on a credit card. Within the same day, so like on the drive home, calls his credit card company, charges back the credit card for $1,000. So he tried to jack me on $8,000, didn't fly. He did get the $1,000 charge back, and it took me months of fighting with the credit card company, and they ended up only charging back $500. So I lost $500 on the whole deal. But I made a video to explain everybody, hey, this is what you need to look out for. These are the scams, these are the tricks, and the story was just really compelling. And also, I don't want this to happen to any of you guys watching this video, so I'm gonna show you how I protected myself. I still ended up losing a little bit because you saw it happening live. You saw him lying to me. I tried calling him.
No, I have no car.
Where's your car?
I don't have a car.
You don't have a Corvette anymore?
Nope.
What happened to it?
I just don't have no car.
What happened to it?
I just don't have no car. I never had a car.
You never had a car. It went on Reddit, and then it went on like the Corvette pages, and a lot of people saw it. And now he's hurt over it. So I am in court today, hoping it doesn't cost me $10,000 because his feelings are hurt. So we're gonna go in today and see what's going on. Hey, from time to time, we have sponsors in our video, and just in case this lawsuit goes astray and I do lose, I might need a sponsor in my video. And this one is for the guys. So let's face it, to keep a healthy marriage, it's important to stay connected and just intimate with each other through your whole relationship. So for anyone that may be having difficulty or struggling in that area, then RoSparks could be the solution for you. RoSparks has given people more freedom behind closed doors by putting them in the driver's seat. So this right here is a RoSparks. It contains both sildenafil and tadalafil, and after it dissolves under your tongue, you'll be ready in about 15 minutes on average, and it can last up to 36 hours. So if the moment feels right more than once, you're still good to go. Now, Ro keeps everything simple. Everything happens online. You connect with a medical provider, and if you're approved, treatment shows up at your door in a discreet package. If prescribed, new patients can get $15 off their first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Just head to ro.co/flying wheels to connect with a provider and see if RoSparks is right for you. That's ro.co/flying wheels for $15 off your first order. So I am being sued by, I've already gone over this in the intro, so let me go through what's going on so far. I have a notice of pretrial conference, which is basically a mediation to see what's going on. He's suing me for $10,000 because I put his information, public information, on video after he consented to being on video. He literally gave me a testimonial on video while he was scamming me. And now he doesn't like that the scam was exposed. So he's suing me, basically extorting me for $10,000. And honestly, it's already not going in my favor. Let me tell you where I'm at right now. So I filed a $10,000 lawsuit, and I filed a motion to dismiss. Me, the defendant, respectfully moves this court to dismiss all claims against him pursuant to Rule 12b-6 of the New Hampshire Rules of Civil Procedure on the grounds that the complaint fails to state a claim upon which relief can be granted against facts supporting the motion. Motion to dismiss. So me as the business owner sold a customer a car, paid for the car, and purchased from Flying Wheels. Flying Wheels made the video. The company made the video telling the story about what happened on location at Flying Wheels with said customer who agreed to be on video. I made an objection first stating that he was suing the wrong person. I am a separate entity. If a news station makes a story, you can't go sue the news reporter. If a newspaper puts your name in the paper, you don't go sue the reporter, you sue the paper. He's suing me personally, not Flying Wheels. So I made an objection and filed that claim, denied. So then I filed a motion to dismiss because it's just utterly ridiculous. I filed the motion to dismiss first, and then I filed another motion to change the name on who's being sued, the party that's being sued, the defendant's name. It's incorrect. Both were denied, just stamped denied. So now I have a mediation. The mediation is in New Hampshire. I am in Florida. I can't take 3 days out of my life to go to New Hampshire. I now have to go up to New Hampshire, purchase a flight, take 3 days out of my life, and rearrange everyone's schedule, my wife's, my kids, so I can get up to New Hampshire. I wrote a very, very legal request to appear telephonically. That was also denied. Just stamped denied. I have to fly in for a mediation. Now I asked by phone, hey, can I just have the hearing right after the mediation if it doesn't work? No, you cannot. I have to fly home, and then they will schedule a hearing for me to then reappear. I then filed a motion for permission to record audio and video. That is my legal right to record audio and video, so I can show you guys what is going on, what is happening behind the scenes. Life of a business owner, life of a car dealer owner, life of somebody who's just being taken advantage of by the court system. And this is actually news and for public distribution and not for personal use. This is to help you, every one of you, so you know what I go through so you don't have to go through it. I'm still waiting to see if this is also denied, which I'm assuming will be. Just got out of the gym and noticed that the court responded. Let's see what they responded with, because literally nothing has been in my favor since the start of this. Download document, permission to record audio and visual. Let's see. Am I gonna get approved or denied? It'll just be a stamp. Holy moly, request to be addressed at trial. So that's cool. At least she could decide at trial and she didn't just decline it. Feel a little bit better. Something wasn't denied, which feels good. So then I filed a countersuit. Now this man did steal $500 from me, which I just let go. I let it go, I wiped it off, forget it. It's out of sight, out of mind. Then he files a lawsuit. Now I have to pay court fees. I have to fly here. Me and my son had to fly here. My youngest can't be home alone. My wife works. So I flew my son home. I flew myself home. So we are on our way to New Hampshire. It is vacation week, so he will be home alone all week long. So instead I brought him to New Hampshire. It's 3 days out of work. We're not open, so I'm not making any money at my shop in Florida. It is a lot of work. It's gonna cost me roughly $1,500 to be here, plus the $500 I lost. So I filed a countersuit for $2,000 to just cover my costs, cover my expenses. And that was over a month ago. It hasn't been filed yet. So I called the courthouse yesterday, pre-trial conference for tomorrow. I haven't heard anything back about this actual case. So I'm flying in for a pre-trial conference. I'm countersuing him, which is the one you're looking at. And I'm wondering if we can just have the pre-trial conference for that tomorrow as well.
So this case has not been sent out to the defendant yet, so it won't be able to be scheduled.
I filed it like a month ago.
They are very backed up. It's going to take a couple months for that to be processed.
All right, but this pre-trial conference, so I live in Florida and he lives in New York. This pre-trial conference tomorrow is mandatory for me to be present. I can't just do it online. Am I going to have to come back for another pre-trial conference?
You can file into the case requesting to be heard telephonically.
I did that for this one and she denied it.
It depends on the judge, so you would always want to file it into the case.
All right, so defendant doesn't even know that I'm countersuing him yet, is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Any suggestions on what I should be doing, or I just wait to hear back from you guys at some point?
For this case, in this case, it's just waiting.
Okay. And there's no way it can be pushed through today for tomorrow so we can get all done once efficiently?
No.
Thank you anyway.
Okay, have a good day.
Bye-bye. This is how the court system works. So she literally asked me to do what I did already and was denied. So I tried to appear telephonically to this one tomorrow and was denied by the judge. And I filed a countersuit over a month ago, and it hasn't been, the defendant, Melvin Johnson, hasn't even been notified yet that he's being countersued. So am I gonna have to fly back to New Hampshire again at some point? This should be one thing. It should just be efficient, but that's how government works. Inefficient. All right, here we go. I'm actually gonna go in now. And I gotta be honest, I'm pretty nervous. I mean, this isn't stuff I'm used to. I've been here, but it's not normal for me. A little nervous.
Back to where we were. Come on.
Oh, okay. The court officer's gonna come in. So you got called in for mediation, and I submitted a request for video because he is aggressive, wildly aggressive and violent. I held the door open for him walking into the court, and he yelled at me, he said, "Don't hold the door open for me." But he walked in after we have a room full of people, and he chose to walk in right behind me. Went into mediation. I submitted a request to record, and he's just so aggressive, lost his mind. And the mediator said, "Do we need a security or the court officer?" So I think we need to do that. So now we get pushed back to the end of mediation, unfortunately.
2 hours later.
Okay, it is the best case scenario, best case turnout, because it was a learning lesson on both sides. And we worked together and we compromised, and he came in heated and really, really, really upset, threatening, and just, it was a long, arduous mediation. And at the end, the lesson I learned was to listen. Just listen. Instead of talking, which is what all I do is talk. I listened to his needs. I listened to what was bothering him. I listened to really, what did he need in this solution, in this situation? And that's how we came to an agreement. I'll go over that in a minute. So I want to go through what happened while it's fresh in my mind. It is 12:15, so 2 hours and 15 minutes of mediation. And honestly, I said maybe 10 words. Can you believe that? I'm going to say I said maybe just 10 words. I just sat back and listened the whole time, because honestly, oftentimes if you give somebody enough, they'll hurt themselves. So he talked and was loud and was angry and was aggressive. And it all comes from somewhere. What is the root of why he's angry? What is really going on? And it's not the car situation. I'm not even gonna get into the car situation anymore. I'm gonna get into what happened. He was mad. I was threatened a few times, because he felt threatened a few times from some people on the internet. Not ever from me, but viewers, and the power of the internet can be pretty intense. So I guess a lot of people reached out to him via phone calls, and they sent him emails and texts, and some people drove by his house. Some people saw him, like he said he was in Tennessee once, and somebody saw him. His church members saw the video. So the impact of that video really affected him for 2.5 years. I made that video to show you guys what to look out for in the situations that I go through. And I did go through that situation, but there's somebody on the other side too. And I'm not judge, jury, and executioner, and it's not my right to condemn somebody else. And the power of the internet took over, and it wasn't all fair to him to have to deal with that for so long. That's my lesson. I need to tread lightly. Now, the tough part for me is that sex sells and negativity sells. I would love to make a video, 10 reasons why I love a Tesla Cybertruck, but no one would watch it. 10 reasons why I love my Jeep Wrangler, but no one would watch it. But I write 10 reasons why I hate my Jeep Wrangler. In that video, I talk about some of the reasons I like it. I'll get triple the views. And when my career is views, when my life depends on views, the negative part sells. I mean, 3 million people watched the video of how I was exposing a scammer. And had I written like, hey, I sold a Corvette, it was good, no one would have watched. So in a world where we have war and anger and hate, and I went into that courtroom and he was aggressive. I held the door open for him and he yelled at me. We got into the mediation room and he yelled at me. And at the end of that, once I heard what he wanted, he spoke about his mom. His mom passed away right before the transaction for the Corvette. He has diabetes. His mother had passed away from cancer. He was going through a lot of things. And you don't know other people's situations. You don't know what they're going through on the other side. And obviously he was going through a lot at the same time. So you need to be aware of there's two people in every situation. And when I heard all those things, the agreement was, he was suing me for $10,000, but wanted me in prison. I said, listen, I think I understand what you're looking for. And what if I do this? What if I take down the 2 videos that I made? I'll take them down off the internet. I'll remove my countersuit. Forget the $500. Forget all my expenses to get down here. I'll remove it all. And I'll make a 3rd video, which I'm going to make anyway. And instead of the 3rd video, it's me battling you. What if we twist it and we come to an agreement and we talk about it and we hashed it out because of conversation and we drop the charges and you go on your way and I get to explain your story because now I understand what he wants. He wants to talk about his story and talk about his mom and talk about diabetes and cancer, and his mom passed away because they didn't do enough doctor's visits and tests beforehand. All the things he wants to talk about in the mediation were obviously what was important. So I'll go over a couple of those things in a minute, but I listened to what he wanted. I offered him a solution and he took it. And quite frankly, I have enough documentation. I have Lauren on my behalf who was with me that if it went to a hearing, I'm not worried that we wouldn't have won, but you don't even want to get to that point. So what can I do to make this right? He told me, I said, let's do it. So that's what we did. We actually shook hands and chatted right outside the courtroom for 10 minutes instead of arguing and making enemies. And at the end of it, we talked about how, if he sees me somewhere, he'll come up and shake my hand. And we don't have enemies out there in the world. We're not enemies. So that's a good feeling. So that's it for right now. I'll get to a little bit more in a minute. It's been a few hours and I already got an email from the court. Court approved agreement. Let's download the document, see what it says. All right. 1. Remove 2 existing videos. 2. Create new video explaining. Should have sat down to straighten things out. Media is dangerous and power of the internet as well. We don't understand everyone's situation. We don't always understand what's going on in the background of other people's lives. Sadly, his mother passed away and he has diabetes and they were dealing with cancer and it's real. So make sure to get checked. These are in our notes. I'm going to drop my counterclaim and Melvin will work to resolve any open claims and reports set in motion. So I agreed to make a video. He'll agreed to allow me to make a video and he's going to drop any reports or incident claims that he's filed against me and I'll drop my counterclaim. And that is legally documented with the courts. So I can legally make this video with no repercussion and I have to touch base on certain topics. So done. And just to give you an update, I haven't done a video like this in a long time. Look at where I am. The original Flying Wheels, where this whole video started. It is no longer Flying Wheels North, so sad day, but like within the next month or so, this is officially not Flying Wheels. And that sign right there is gonna come down. Crazy. It's been a weird ride the past year and a half. And that's it for now. So good luck to these guys. I don't miss having all these cars and all these headaches. On to new things.
A few days later.
I'm back home and I just want to give my final summary. Honestly, it's best case scenario. I got to go home, I got to hang out with my son. I did miss spring break with my family, but I got to see my family in New Hampshire. I dropped my case. We agreed to drop his case. Any filings that he filed in are gone. He's gonna wipe those clean. I got permission to do a video as long as I spoke about some of the hot topics, some really important things for him. And what I did learn was the power of the internet is nuts, because a lot of people's public information is out there in the world, and there are people that just will go too far. When I put someone's name out there were a lot of people that were Flying Wheels followers that defended me and just went after this guy in all different forms, and that's not right. Although I appreciate any support, no one should be reached out to. And I just didn't realize 3 years ago the power that the internet has, or even my videos. So I do appreciate the support. Again, I said that, but thank you for all of that. I think it's best case scenario. I don't need to sue anybody. I don't want to be sued. It's over with. I wish him the best. He can move on. I can move on, and we shook hands. And I'm thankful that it's over. Honestly, on to the next headache, because I chose this life, but at least that headache's over with. So thanks for the support. Thanks for watching my videos always. I really appreciate it. I'd love to hear what you guys think about these situations. The reason I make them, I know it was just me talking for 25 minutes, but I make them so you see what I go through. And if you're going through it too, you know you're not alone. And if you think about getting into this business, you know what you're gonna have to deal with. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you all later. Adios.